Now, later this month, the new film from Disney Pixar, Up, is going to be hitting the theaters. Now, it's about a 78-year-old guy who ties thousands of balloons to his home, and then he sets off to fulfill his lifelong dream to see the wilds of South America. But shortly after the trip begins, he realizes that a young wilderness explorer has inadvertently become a stowaway on the trip. Take a little sneak peek.
These are my Wilderness Explorer badges. You may notice one is missing. It's my Assisting the Elderly badge. If I get it, I will become a senior wilderness explorer. The wilderness must be explored! Go, go! It's gonna be great. There's a big ceremony, and all the dads come, and they pin on our badges.
So, you want to assist an old person?
Yep. Then I'll be a senior wilderness explorer.
All right. The director, Docter, and the producer, Jonas Rivera, join us in studio this morning to talk about Up. How you guys doing?
Hey, it's good to be here.
Are you guys happy to finally have this one in the can and to see the opening?
We're very happy.
How long have you been on this thing?
For me, it's been about 5 years, from beginning to end, which is typical of the movies we do.
Now, whether it's the older traditional hand-drawn type animation or whether it's a computer-generated type animation, that's about how long it takes from start to finish.
Yes. No, the computer doesn't really make it faster.
No. That's interesting for people to understand that.
Right, we still make them frame by frame. I mean, they're done in the computer, but we like to think they're made by hand.
Now, we were talking here in the studio. Everybody wants to talk to you guys about this film and how it's made and how it's done and so forth. And we were talking about the difference between those old hand-drawn Disney films that everybody grew up with and knows and loves and what you're doing now. It seems to me that nobody's doing the hand-drawn stuff anymore, and it kind of is replacing that. Is that the case?
Well, they're bringing it back. And they're doing a hand-drawn film later at Disney this year. You'll see, what's the name of it?
Princess and the Frog.
Okay. Because they're both amazing, but they're totally different in the look. And I would hate to see one supplant the other completely.
Yeah, exactly. We like to think it's all about the storytelling, right? The medium is just kind of how you get delivered the story. But the story is really what keeps you engaged and interested.
Well, that was going to be my next question, is it doesn't matter what the medium is. It's got to start with story. It's got to start with characters. And the characters in this are, Ed Asner is just flat a scream.
Yeah, Ed Asner plays Carl Fredricksen, and he was unbelievable to work with.
Yeah.
He brought all his comic chops from TV and so forth, and just...
He would come into the studio and he'd look at us and go, "You again?" You know. Just
Yeah. We showed him a sculpture of the character when we were meeting with him for the first time. He said, "I don't even look like that." We said, "Well, that's okay. We wanted you to try it anyway."
It's going to be perfect.
And he did. He was great.
Well, now, we mentioned earlier on that folks kind of have an idea what a director does with a live-action film, directing actors, setting up scenes, and storyboarding, and so forth. What does a director do in an animated film?
Well, it's very much the same process. So, in the case of Pixar, the director is the guy who kind of shepherds, in most cases, instigates the project, shepherds it along, works with the actors, there's like 300 people that end up working on these movies as we're making them. And my job is basically to tell everybody what they need to know to do their job, you know. Hopefully give them enough information so that they're inspired and that they know what they're doing. So
yeah, not only directing the actors, but directing the animators, which are also our actors, and there's 60 of them, you know.
Yep.
So it's
and the lighting guys and the special effects guys, and you know.
So there's direction that must be given still, no matter how it's done. Now this film is also 3D, which again is fascinating to me because there's old guys like me that they go to the theater and they go, I'm not going to put the glasses on. I'm just going to sit and watch the film. Well, you miss, as a film goer, you're missing a lot of the experience by not enjoying the 3D. You put a lot of extra effort into this to make it 3D.
Yeah, we use 3D again as just another tool to tell our story. So we treat the screen sort of like a window looking in, as opposed to having things kind of jump out at you. And we just felt it was a little more immersive. It's just another cool way to see the film.
But you can watch
as
it
a director, holy smokes! As a director, now you've got 3D to worry about.
Yeah, one more thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, hopefully you can watch it either way and not lose anything. But 3D, yeah, it's like you say, we tried to use it as a storytelling device so that when the characters are depressed or whatever, we squash space, and when you want to have a big, like soaring feeling, you pull it really deep, and so it's just another tool, just like lighting or cinematography or anything like that.
Well, guys, it looks fabulous. I know you have high hopes for it, but I know you're going to hit another one out of the park. Is this like the 10th film now?
This is our 10th film.
10.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks a lot.
All right, for more information, you go to san diego6.com, you click on Hot Topics, and look for Up, coming out in theaters soon.